Okay, deck tech. So we've got the mono red chalice deck up for today. So I'm not sure the order of the videos that are gonna go up, because I'm trying to upload more like the most recent stuff. I'm kind of like uploading the most recent stuff, and then I'm kind of going back in time, mostly hitting the 5.0s first. I'm just trying to prioritize. Oh, I got special guest Sunshine here, our pet Sun Conure. Um, so you know she may be a commentator from now and then. But in any case, yeah. So I'm not sure like what order this all went up in, but this varies a little bit from the what am I playing now version that I showed. So okay, what's one of the things is I'm only playing one Gemstone Caverns because I really feel like we just can't really max out on these when we've got Hammer of Bogardans, because Hammer of Bogardan, to say Hammer of Bogardan is demanding of mana is a little bit of an understatement, but obviously when you do have a lot of mana, it can kind of go nuts. But obviously, I like it so that it's 3 mana for 3 damage. Of course, the main thing about here is that we've got the Hammer, we've got the Chandra, and then we've got the Ensnaring Bridge. So we're kind of basically playing mono red Prison. Now, this deck kind of leans super heavily on Chalice. So the concept, here, this is kind of like concept art in a way, if you will, is that, I want to play a deck that really, I want to play a mono red deck that is kind of mid-rangey and is like really built around Chalice. I don't want to just stick Chalice in there. I want the deck to be a Chalice deck. I want it to like abuse Chalice as much as possible. And I think this deck kind of does that. So hear me out here, okay? We don't have a lot of early interaction, but we're leaning heavily on Fury, and Spikefield Hazard to be our our early like turn 1 type plays. And I know that's not a lot. We do have just the fact that we do have not a ton to do on turn 1 also does mean that we can perhaps get away with playing more Valakut Awakening, Spikefield Hazard, Shatterskull Smashing. Like we're not as punished for playing the tap lands, and they can provide more utility later. But at the end of the day, this type of deck is really only enabled by Fury, I think, because Fury really can help hold the board while we're trying to set up our more clunky, prison-ish contraption, if you will. And to a lesser extent, Spikefield Hazard is actually pretty excellent because it's a great way we can play a 1-mana burn spell to take care of like Ragavans and Dragon Rage Channelers. But also, once we have a Chalice, it's not a dead card anymore, like because we can just play it as a land. So it has pretty good synergy in being a turn 1 play that also isn't really a non-bo with Chalice, which is nice. I mean, obviously you can't play the Spikefield Hazard half when you've got a Chalice down, but the fact that you can just plop it down as a land, I think, really counts for a lot in a Chalice deck. No lightning bolts, and I know that might seem weird, but obviously we are a Chalice deck, so we're kind of making some concessions. And honestly, all these other cards are pretty powerful, and, I mean, the fact that we don't play Lightning Bolt means we get to play these other cards, and Lightning Bolt's kind of a non-bo with Chalice, so, hey, I don't know. I trophied with a previous version of this deck, and I mean, I was surprising to me as it probably is for you all to hear that, but, not sure if I'm going to keep putting the 5-0 result in the title or not, going forward, but, we'll see, but, anyway, yeah, and of course, Bonecrusher is also a really great 2-drop. And another cool thing, actually, that I didn't actually realize at first, but the fact that we're really clunky. Make no mistake. Like we have our curve more or less starts on 3. We've only got kind of Fury, Spikefield Hazard, Bonecrusher to kind of hold the fort, if you will. Other than Chalice, of course, until we start dropping our 3-drops. So we really lean on Chalice a lot because we're punishing the other decks for playing 1-drops, and and another thing too is that we don't really play a lot of actual 2-drops, so Chalice on 2 suddenly becomes a very real thing open to us. And there's a lot of decks are playing 0-drops too, of course. So Chalice on 0 is a thing. It's a very powerful card, and in a deck that can abuse it. So maybe that makes up somewhat, and we do get to play some pretty powerful cards. Ensnaring Bridge has just been kind of pushed out of most of my other builds, so I think I gotta fit it in somewhere, and so I'm fitting it in here. And I just feel like this deck kind of just rewards me the most for playing Ensnaring Bridge, rewards me the most for playing Chalice. And yeah, and Chandra, Torch of Defiance. I mean, this is just a very solid card. The more and more I think about it, it's a really nice reward for playing. I mean, if I can't play Obosh, then Chandra is kind of a very nice reward, at least the big Chandra, that is. The little Chandra is nice, but the fact that big Chandra can deal 4 damage when she comes down kind of makes her a super Flame Tonkavu, like I've said before. So I don't know. I mean, the rest is kind of like regular stuff. We do have 24 lands. It's worth noting. I know it says 16, but it's not counting the double face cards here. So it's 16 plus 4, that's 20, plus 4, that's 24, plus 4, that's 28. But of course, even though we're playing 28 lands, obviously all the double face cards have added utility. The Bugbears have added utility. The Blast Zones have added utility. So all of these lands actually have a lot of utility. And of course, Blood Moon shuts off all the non-double faced utility of those cards, but sometimes they counter Blood Moon, sometimes we might just not play Blood Moon, but Blood Moon is kind of too powerful to pass up, especially in a prison type shell for this deck. So I don't know what to say other than, oh yeah, and also Blast Zone, of course, can help hold the fort. I mean, well, not really, it doesn't hold the fort, but Blast Zone is it's just a nice control payoff, and arguably works better in this version than any of the others, because I don't really have any of my own 1-drops now for a change that it really sweeps up. So, I don't know what to say. Just let's see if this deck brings the glory. Oh yeah, there is some concession here. I really wanted to play a Braid, but I realized that we're gonna be a little softer to control than usual, because we don't really have like 1-drop creatures that pressure the opponent, which sometimes, I mean, they always have it always feels like they have an answer anyway, but of course we don't remember all the times they don't, and then we just kind of run away with the game. So we do lose some percentage points there. I don't think we turn into a terrible matchup. We may or may not still be favored against control decks. I'm not sure. We may not be. I don't know. We may be. It's hard to say, but make no mistake, we certainly lose percentage points. Yeah, we certainly lose some percentage points for not playing 1-drop creatures, which you kind of can't with the whole Chalice thing, or at least I don't want to. But at least what we can do is we can have a plan for when we're placing control to take out Ensnaring Bridge, because it's useless against control, Chalice, because it's useless against control, and even Blood Moon against some control matchups might not be that great, and at the very least we can bring in Magus, Pillage, and Relic. Pillage may or may not be, as Pillage is usually good against control, actually, just taking them off a land. Yeah, Blood Moon is pretty good against most control decks, not so much against like Izzet, Blue Moon / the control variant, the control variation of Murktide, whatever. But yeah, unfortunately, I can only play 3 Ratchet Bombs. I wish I could play 16 sideboard cards, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. We still got the 4 Blast Zones in the main, so hopefully playing only 3 Ratchet Bombs doesn't hurt us too bad. I don't know. This is no deck is perfect, but and definitely this deck is far from perfect. I mean, this is a science experiment of sorts, and like it's probably not going to be my #1 deck I play the most often. But certainly, certain metas, if you hit the right matchups, this deck has the meat, as RVs would say. Well, anyway, let's get to the games and let's see how it goes. Okay, so we are going to do a post league commentary over match 1 here for this league, because for some unknown reason the audio just didn't record at all apparently. But that's fine. Yeah, that first hand, obviously no mana. This hand is extremely speculative, but hey, yeah, and double Ensnaring Bridge is I mean, there are some matchups like Izzet Murktide where obviously we can play around them having one of those Otoroa, whatever, those lands that bounce. But at the end of the day, I think diversity is our strength in this case, where having like a diverse array of pieces that help to keep them at bay is kind of better. Obviously, we play Valakut first so that we can play Chalice. So now we face a little bit of a decision here. We could play Fury, or we could play Chalice. And I'm just going to play Chalice into Esper Sentinel. Esper Sentinel by itself isn't particularly threatening. I may need to save the Fury for something a little more impactful. And yes, they get to draw a card. But I definitely want to drop Chalice, mainly before they play Sigarda's Aid. The thing about the Hammer Time matchup, I'm not super duper hot on Chalice. Chalice obviously can be good in the matchup. It can, depending on what else you have available. You may not necessarily, you may want to play something else over Chalice depending on what else you have available, but you also certainly may want to play Chalice. And see, this is exactly the type of card that I was saving Fury for. We could also just opt to play Bonecrusher and pay the tax if we just play Shatterskull untapped. But see, the thing about Chalice is, if you can drop Chalice before they drop a Sigarda's Aid, it's absolutely fantastic in the Hammer Time matchup, because they can't... I mean, they've got the Pure Steel Paladin, but like at the end of the day, without Sigarda's Aid, their combo, they don't really have a very good combo. They have a combo, but it's not a very good one. So Chalice on 1 is pretty sick if they do not. I mean, if you play it before they play Sigarda's Aid. The problem is a lot of times they go turn 1 Sigarda's Aid, Ornithopter or something. It's not what happened here, and this is where we might see Chalice really shine. But yeah, so that's why I just played it and into the tax. So we have some choices here. I think what I end up doing here is I do end up just hitting the Bonecrusher. I mean, I end up pitching the Bonecrusher. I had to think about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think I just want to start establishing the Ensnaring Bridge lock, and ideally not having them draw a card for me doing so. So we will take 3 damage, but we do get to establish the Ensnaring Bridge. We do play the Ensnaring Bridge first, so that yeah, we do play the Ensnaring Bridge first, so that yeah, so that if they play something better that we can target with Hammer, then we will. So yeah, there is that. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to Hammer. Actually, I think about it for a second, and I think I decide not to hold on to Hammer and just, play it out. Because the thing that I'm a little worried about is if they play like a token, play another token. And at the end of the day, I probably could have saved it. But I just don't want to get stuck with too many cards in my hand, and I really do not want to pitch the Hammer, because that's going to be my win condition here under the bridge. So, so I kind of want to just get it out of my hand anyway, just so I can have the bridge protect me, and yeah, and then the Fury will be able to hopefully deal with any must-deal with creatures, like another Stoneforge Mystic. Perhaps, we shall see. So let's skip ahead a little bit here. Yeah. Okay. So they don't. Yeah. This is where we'd see for sure that they're Hammer Time. I'm guessing they've got a Pure Steel Paladin in their hand, and that could be a little scary, but maybe not. Actually, now that I think about it, Ensnaring Bridge makes. That's another thing. If I've got a Ensnaring Bridge and Chalice on 1, it makes Hammer a lot less scary, because they can't really equip as a sorcery. I mean, they can't really equip as an instant with Pure Steel Paladin. They have to equip as a sorcery, which means that Ensnaring Bridge will basically prevent me from getting smacked with a Hammer-equipped creature. Fortunately, I can't pitch the Fury here for this one, but we're going to have to rely on our bridge to keep us safe and sound. So let's see. Hopefully bridge can keep us safe and sound here. Okay. Okay, Nettle Cyst, it's a good way for them to draw cards, plus they enabled the Metalcraft. So yeah, so there's that. Pure Steel Paladin definitely fits Hammer Time like a glove, that's for sure. Alrighty. Thankfully, they cannot attack. Alright, I think we just take the 3. We want to get this out of our hand, definitely. I do have to say I'm not 100% sure this was the correct decision. but I kind of do, even after reviewing it again. I wasn't sure at the time, but see, I think this is the correct decision because we want to start recurring Hammer, and we really can't afford to collect too many cards in our hands. Oh yeah, their relic gets countered by our Chalice. It's very good. Okay, if I remember correctly, what happens here is actually we forget to return our Hammer, which is kind of a bummer, but we kind of end up getting rewarded by it because I think we rip a Blood Moon. Yep, there we go. So, yeah, you know, I done goofed, but this is cool because it shuts off blue. They don't really play much blue other than like the reality chip, and I'm not really sure what else blue they really play. Maybe Spell Pierce, which gets shut off by Chalice, and we got 2 to spare anyway. But now the only thing though is having Hammer in hand is better if they rip Stoneforge specifically next turn, because then we would have had it in our hand next turn because we don't have enough. Presently, we don't have enough mana to return it to our hand and play at the same turn. Well, that's yeah. Let's let them take their turn. There we go. They just play Seacombe Coast, pass back to us. We return Hammer to our hand. We were born one morning with a hammer in our hand. Yes, even when I'm doing post-league commentary, I gotta sneak a little singing in there. Sorry about that, but you know, just you get inspired when you see that hammer come back right to your hand. You know, you feel like you're the real John Henry. Yeah. So let's see here. They could attack with Nettle Cyst, but we got a good block with Fury. Plus, even if it gets through, it's not like devastating to take 2. So yeah. I think what we're angling toward, and I think what we end up ultimately doing next turn, is playing Chalice on 2, unless I rip something else that I forgot. But definitely, yeah, I think we end up playing Chalice on 2. Yeah. Yep, and I think they end up scooping. Yeah, they end up scooping, but I don't know why there's so much more time here in the video. Oh, I know why, because, oh, I see, right, because I thought I was only re-recording the first game, but it's actually the full match. I didn't have audio for, so okay. Sideboarding. Yeah, sideboarding here. We definitely prioritize Magus over Blood Moon, and the reason is very simple, twofold. First of all, they don't really play that many actual creature removal, so yeah, actually, and sometimes they even play stuff like Seal of Cleansing, in which case Magus of the Moon dodges that. So like the reality is, Magus of the Moon dodges motion removal anyway. Plus, we don't have to pay the tax from what's it called, Esper Sentinel. And very importantly, we can kill our own Magus sometimes to turn on Blast Zone if we really need to. And there are situations where that's a lifesaver and we would lose otherwise. And you know, I have won some games being able to kill my own Magus to turn on Blast Zone again. So yeah. Although, yeah, so we definitely want probably 1 hammer, 4 Magus. Yeah, what did we take out again? We took out Relic, definitely. We took out Hammer. Yeah, Hammer is kind of one of the clunkier versions. They don't really play a lot of actual answers to Chandra, and Pithing Needle is the most likely answer. And the cool thing is Pithing Needle gets swept up with our Ratchet Bombs and our Blast Zones on 1, which kind of go after their other cards anyway. So like, yeah, it just ends up that Chandra ends up being a pretty good. I mean, it also deals 4 damage when it comes down. Like if it was Baby Chandra or the little, you know, the 3-mana one, I wouldn't be so hot on it because it doesn't really affect the board. But the big Chandra here, the 4-mana one, the fact that it affects the board is pretty huge. It can deal with your Pure Steel Platins, other stuff. You can deal with a Reality Chip. It's pretty good. You know, it's a pretty good burn spell in its own right, and it's also a great win condition under Bridge. And it's better than Hammer because you don't have to keep spending 5 mana every turn, and then also exposing yourself a little bit to certain attacks, squeezing attacks in while it's in your hand. The only reason it's not in most matchups the ideal win condition under Hammer is just that a lot of times they're playing like Unholy Heat or something like that, and you know they usually have some way to deal with Planeswalkers or another. There's more Planeswalker hate definitely in the format than there is Grave hate, but it's nice to mix it up. So having both is pretty good. But yeah, in this matchup, they don't really play much. They don't really play much Grave hate. They do play Grave hate actually because of Sanctifier and back. So they do play Grave hate. They don't really play much Planeswalker hate. They could sneak a Skyclave Apparition here, now that they're not playing Lurrus. But I just don't think really that's their jazz for the most part. Okay. Yeah, so I think I remember this. They play double Esper Sentinel. And I think once again, we want to drop our Chalice before, you know, if they don't play a Sigarda's Aid. And if I remember correctly, they don't. Yep, they don't. So we definitely want to get the Fury down because we don't want them to draw 2 cards off of our Chalice on 1. We definitely do want to play Chalice with 1 now. So it's a clean 2 for 2, but it costs 0 mana. Again, this is one of the only reasons why I think this type of deck is even playable. It's because of Fury. Fury really enables us to mess around with this type of strategy here. Because, as you can see, it can really help clear some dinky creatures out of the way early turn while we're trying to set up our lock pieces, if you will. So Chalice on 1's pretty good. Yeah, Seal of Cleansing. So, yeah, I think they start having a really funky hand because, you know, what I was worried they were going to do is hit Chalice with Seal and then drop Sigarda's Aid, and then we're kind of in the hot seat, but it's not quite what happened. We do have Blast Zone, though. It's worth noting we do have Blast Zone, so we're not really completely out to dry. But it seems like they're just really not. They're kind of they kind of have a clunky hand. They might have just a lot of lands or something. Anyway, I could try to hide that for you know, strategic effect, but I decide I just want to start ticking Chandra up because if Chandra ultimates, it's basically GG. And yeah, no. So let's see here. Alrighty. Yeah, and unfortunately they forgot to use the shield on the Chalice first before playing that. It kind of sucks. That card alone is not necessarily a game changer with this specific hand, but you know, it's still they should have cracked the seal, and that, needless to say, that's not so good for them. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, though, and of course we have a land drop with a mountain, so I think we rip another Chandra off the top, if I'm correct. No, Ensnaring Bridge, okay. Yeah, and I guess we say why, you know, don't mind if I do. Yeah, because at the end of the day, our Chandra is threatening to ultimate, and, you know, bada bing, bada boom. This can definitely be good. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're just going to uptick again. And that's a really good one. Shuts off the blue. Don't mind if I do. And I think I'm just going to play the Spikefield and Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, getting rid of some of our creature removal is not the best, but there's a very good chance this Chandra is ultimating next turn. In which case, anything we play is a removal spell. So, not bad. And I kind of think that's kind of that, you know. I think they scoop here. If I remember correctly, they get rid of the Chalice. There is that. Play Sigarda's Aid. That can definitely be a little bit concerning, but we can, yeah, we can ultimate with Chandra. We could have played this for 0, but we're going to play this for 1. So at least they can't play Hammer. And we can deal 10 damage, and I think that's basically lethal. We play 10 damage because then we can hit them for 6. Not even withstanding if we draw something else. Yeah. So that is that. And game 1, Azorius Hammer time. Pretty good. Okie dokie, match 2. Alright, hey. For the mono red Chalice prison-ish type build. Yeah, we're severely lacking in a lot of early plays, but we kind of lean really heavily on Spikefield Hazard, Stomp, and Fury, you know? Not gonna lie, that's kind of the situation we're in, but we do have some really strong plays later in the game, so we'll see. And we are on the play, which makes this hand significantly better. like significantly better. So let's see. Okay. All right. Is there a Cascade deck with the Chalice on 0? But otherwise, so definitely looks like a Chalice on 1 type of situation. Not sure exactly why I feel that way, but I just do. Okay, well, Fury can help shore this up a little bit. Hopefully they don't have Spell Pierce. Alternatively, hopefully they can't just ignore Chalice. Hopefully they fire off like a Consider or something, and then the rest of their hand is like a bunch of Lightning Bolts, Unholy Heats, Considers, and whatnot. Yeah, well, that's step number 1, because it's kind of unrealistic to expect they didn't have something in their hand, but it's way better than getting hit with a Spell Pierce, I'll tell you that much. So, alright, let's try to go for Blood Moon, because, I mean, even though Blood Moon is normally not at its best here in this matchup, if it actually cuts them off with blue, that's a pretty big game. Let's see. Oh, maybe we cut them off blue. But, I mean, they're probably going to hit a basic island at some point, but we'll see. Oh, wow. Don't expect the wins to be this easy, usually. Just definitely some very good fortune here, not gonna lie. But that does go to show that Chalice does have a very high ceiling, I'll tell you that much. But it won't usually be like that high. Maybe we can just Mize with a single Blood Moon, just for shiggles. Shiggles means you know what and giggles. See, when it does this, when it doesn't let me put in a third Ratchet Bomb, that means the third Ratchet Bomb's in there, and it just doesn't tell me. That's how these things go. So I do want to sneak in Relic, even though it's kind of a non-boa Chalice, just because it's also independently pretty good. Feels kind of iffy to take out Fury, though. It feels kind of iffy to take out Chalice. Yeah, you know what? What am I doing with Ratchet Bomb? Ratchet Bomb is really not that great, and the problem is I can't take out that other hidden Ratchet Bomb. It's just kind of stuck in there. I'm not going to Mize with the Blood Moon. It's just not really where we want to be. So we've got a secret hidden Ratchet Bomb in here, but otherwise, I think this is where we want to be. If I had to have a singleton hidden card, I'd rather it be a singleton Blood Moon, but it is what it is. Yeah, see, we got one extra Blood Moon in there. Couldn't take it out. Something happened. Yeah, I guess I'll keep. There is some consideration of just jamming Chalice on 0, but I guess when they play their first Mishra's Bauble, it disincentivizes that a little bit. Because it's mostly for the Mishra's Baubles that we plan on doing that. Okay. Alright, well, I mean, we could play a Chalice on 0. There's another consideration of playing on Chalice on 0, which is that it will protect our other Chalice from Engineer Explosives. I mean, it doesn't necessarily protect it from much else, but see, they might Spell Pierce it. Okay, let's see. Lightning Bolt our face. Consider, okay. Yeah, that's more what I was expecting. Ooh. Well, it's a good thing they dashed it in a way. Hopefully they don't have Spell Pierce, because then I could play Chalice and then also keep them off of replaying the Ragavan. At least that's the hope. Don't know if that, I don't know if it's going to pan out the way it's panning out in my head, but ooh, kind of want to play Relic, but see, the problem with playing Relic, I can't get hit by another Raggy-Tacky. Yeah, I gotta just jam the Chalice. If they got a Murktide, I'm in trouble, but there's not much else I can do here. On the upshot, if they spell pierce it, okay, well at least my relic's still alive then. Alright, Murktide. Well, I guess it's not completely live. This is a somewhat manageable Murktide as long as we draw a Fury. I think we can manage. We need to draw Fury, okay. Yeah, this is putting us in the hot seat here. We need a, what's it called? A, Ensnaring Bridge. Should also do it, okay. This may not be correct, but I don't know. It's definitely not correct to just fire that Bonecrusher off at them. But let's be clear, they got a counterspell. Otherwise they'd be playing stuff. We're basically hoping to draw both a land and a Fury. We're gonna pitch a Hammer. It's kind of the only way. I wish I would have played that. Well, I guess I got my Fury, but I don't have enough lands to fully capitalize. That's the issue. So I may actually just want to wait till next turn. Yeah, this kind of sucks, but hear me out here. We know they got a counterspell. The only way we can overwhelm it possibly is if we wait till next turn and try to Fury, Hammer, and Stomp. This was definitely a mistake though to play this out, as you could see. Oh, and that was definitely a mistake to pump that up. But it won't thankfully affect our let's see here. I mean, if they had a lightning bolt, they had a lightning bolt, so didn't change the math that way. Let's see here. Got the lightning bolt. Okay. Let's see, land or bust. It's a land, but unfortunately, it's not going to do it. Oh, maybe it will. Yeah, actually, never mind. I think it will. Yeah, I think that's somewhat wise to counter that one. And I absolutely have to hold this back because I think they still got a Ragavan. Yeah, they still got that Ragavan. I cannot attack. If I attack, that's GG. I mean, realistically, if I don't attack, it's probably GG. I need a Chalice on 1 to feel a little safer, and even that I can't feel completely safe, but I feel a little safer. I'm gonna have to return Hammer to my hand and then hope that I draw a land so that I can just crack the relic. Nope. Well, so we'll hold this back. At least they seem to be horribly mana screwed without drawing a lightning bolt as one of the many cards in their hand. It's not quite good enough for Murktide yet, but if they got one Consider, it's going to be good enough. The lightning bolt? Okay. It's close to a lightning bolt. Very close. Very close. Well, here's what we gotta do here? I think I gotta play Chalice. Do I? Do I really have to play Chalice? Do I really have to play Chalice? I don't think... If they've got a counterspell, I just lose. I don't like that. Yeah, unfortunately, can't play the Chalice. It's just too difficult. If I got... If they counter, I lose. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We are going to do this, and this, and then this. Hopefully, sweep everything away. That's all I got, folks. That's all I got. Yeah, if they got a... I don't know. I mean, if they had Lightning Bolt, they had Lightning Bolt. It would have killed me no matter what. I was going to say they have Lightning Bolt and a Ragavan, but of course, just Lightning Bolt to the face would do it. So they got no Holy Heat. I could easily get Delirium. Slower on a Lightning Bolt. I mean, they had Counterspell, I'm pretty sure, so... Playing Chalice last turn. Chalice and Hammer would have been sweet, but then also I'd lose to Murktide, so I think this is really the only option I really had. Just kind of is. Just kind of is. Well, there's that Ragavan that we knew about, finally. Just try to do this. See if this baits a counterspell. It would definitely aid in getting them closer to Delirium. Well, we know they've got Spell Pierce or Counterspell or something, but I wouldn't be able to live myself to just die to a top deck Lightning Bolt. Alright, not going to attack until I can hold up the Blast Zone activation. Just a 4/4 Murktide could also be a little challenging here. I should have just waited till next turn. Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff happening. Soaring City. Dragon Range. If I draw a land, I can hammer with backup. So they're probably going to counter it. Who can blame them, right? Yeah, they had Counterspell. I told you all. Definitely did. I'm just going to offer the trade. I have to hold up Blast Zone for a Dashing Ragavan anyway, so... Alright. We're basically just hoping to dodge the Murk. Dodge the Murk. You'd think they should attack first, but I guess it doesn't make a difference. that's not exactly the best play, but I guess it doesn't make a difference. I could still actually just kind of draw a Ensnaring Bridge, couldn't I? Now that I think about it. I'm gonna just try to hopefully draw an Ensnaring Bridge. I don't know if it's good enough for a victory. It's good enough for stalling. Yeah, it's probably not good enough. Oh, actually it might be. Yeah, actually, because they have to block now. Yeah, it is good enough. Well, shoot. Yeah, it is good enough. I should have actually just I should have attacked. There's no way they would have blocked. Yeah, should have just attacked. Now they can chop back a lightning bolt. Should have thought that through a little more. Yeah, they would have blocked. Yeah, they absolutely would have blocked. So it would have been the same thing. Or that's just what I'm telling myself. No top deck lightning bolt, please. I mean, they went through so many cards, but no lightning bolt. Saving the best for last. Yep, saving the best for last. Coming up somewhere in the top 75. Or not, I guess. Let's see, should I return Hammer, or should I go for the Den? I mean, actually going for the win seems not bad. Dang, that seems pretty good too. I'm just going to do this, though. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure this ain't going to work, but... I mean, we know they don't have Lightning Bolt, but they probably have Unholy Heat, but... I mean, I guess maybe they don't have Unholy Heat either, otherwise you'd think they'd use it on the Chandra, right? What is this? Just Kozilek's return? Oh, Brazen Borrow. That can't block, though, can it? Can't block. I mean, they could have bounced the token, no? They could have Unholy Heat, but I would have thought they'd use it on the Chandra. Well, I'll be. Match 3. Sounds good to me. Let's go. Yeah, I have tried Museum Mortars, but the sorcery speed is definitely kind of an issue. A Braid kind of also was kind of looking more promising, but then I also end up with too many cards that kind of don't do anything. All right, let's just get back to the game here, and I think Shatterskull or Valakut. I'd play Shatterskull tapped. This might be one of these games where I fire off the old Valakut to draw cards. Yeah, definitely, because I gotta find me a Blood Moon, like lickety splits. In fact, I don't think I have enough time. I gotta draw a Blood Moon next turn, or I think I'm toast. I'm roasty toasty. I gotta draw Blood Moon this turn, or I'm roasty toasty. That's just it. That's all there is to it, really. I don't know what else to say. Oh man, I'm so roasty toasty if I don't just rip the old Blood Moon right now. Nope. Well, let's hope I live to see another day. Got like a gazillion amulets. Oh, maybe they're searching for Kazoo land. I mean, if they've got an Azusa, then they have enough land drops. If they have just a Dryad, I don't think that's technically enough. If they have 4, before it goes back to their hand. Dryad, they have 1 left over. 5, so they need a Azusa, I think, which they very well might have. Or an Explorer. Explorer will do it too, I guess. I keep forgetting to play Explorer nowadays. Hopefully they just don't have it. But what are the odds? What are the frickin' odds, man? What are the freaky dicky odds? They're just thinking of how they're gonna kill me. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. I guess some kind of message here. What is this? Okay. We know there's a Titan coming out. They were just thinking about what lands to grab. I mean, I guess at this point they can drop a Dryad first. Maybe that's what they're thinking of. Alright. I'm pretty sure they can kill me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can kill me, because what they can do is they can get the +2/+1. They can pump it up twice. And they can go get double strike. And they can hit me with a 10/10 double strike. Slayer Stronghold. Yep. I just wish it didn't take the Titan players so frickin' long to do this. And I know I'm not going to take an excuse like, this is a super complicated deck. It used to be, but it's not really so complicated anymore. Actually, I don't even know if it used to be. Nikachu says it used to be, so I'm just deferring to him. But it's definitely not now. And thankfully Nikachu agrees, I think, with that at this point. It's definitely not a complicated deck now. There's no excuse to take this long, in my humble opinion. This is why people hate combo decks. It's just the players just taking forever to actually execute the combo. It's like, you got it, just get it over with. I guess if they don't have 2 Vesuvas and they don't have 2 Boros Garrisons, maybe they don't actually have enough to kill me, but they're just taking, they're probably just taking forever for no reason, but we'll see. Okay. She got there from me, old buddy, old pal. Somehow we do live. We're going for Valakut, spinning the wheel on everything but Fury, and then maybe we have to hedge a little bit. The problem is we have to both kill Titan and try to drop Blood Moon. Maybe we can just if they don't get 2 forests, we could just spin the wheel on everything and go for Blood Moon. That's probably what we need to do. Although if they get just 1 green, and if they hold up 1 green, they might be holding up a Boseiju who endures. In which case that'd be very bad. So I guess we don't die just yet. I don't know. We're a little surprised. I guess they only have 1 Vesuva and 1 Boros Garrison, which maybe is understandable. Guess we take 10. Guess that also means we could take one more hit from the Titan, though. A little bit worried about Beseiju. So spin the wheel on everything but Fury, maybe. Look at a Blood Moon. And then another Fury, 2 more red cards. That's a completely ridiculous ask, but yeah, I'll spin the wheel on everything but Fury. I'm not being too conservative here. Good thing I kept the Fury in here, because it's a little bit of a hedge. So I didn't draw Blood Moon. I can put a Chalice on 0 and a Chalice on 1, I guess. It's better than nothing. Maybe I should have played the Chalice 0 first in case they had Pact of Negation. I don't know. Yeah. Wish I could have punished that, but it wasn't meant to be. Robocop. Well, they're just gonna have to return that to their hand unless they have like an Explore or something. Oh no, they can get 4 mana, so I guess they can drop a Dryad. Ooh. What are they gonna get? Well, they gotta deal with the Chalice before they can pacty. Robocop. Excuse the singing. I'm sorry. I'm singing the vastly inferior Robocop theme from the vastly inferior Robocop 2 movie as well. For that, I certainly apologize profusely because that movie sucked really horribly. I know in my heart of hearts Robocop 3 sucks, but the question is but I mean I do like it way better than Robocop 2 for what it's worth, but that's not here nor there. So the question is do I blow up the amulets or do I think I blow up the amulets. Yeah, blow up the amulets, I think. So I mean I have future amulet protection, I guess. Because now they might be stuck in a loop if they're relying on the Simic Growth Chambers for mana, because now they have to keep returning them if they play them. But I'm not going to hold my breath that that's what's going on, but would be good for us if that is the case. And there I go singing it again. I just have to get Robocop out of my head. Man, that was the first one was such a good movie, man. Yeah, fine. You got it. Can't say I'm super surprised. But maybe, just maybe, hitting those amulets help delay where a Blood Moon might be able to maybe kill them. Although I doubt it. They're probably going to get 2 forests when they go get the Primeval Titan. You got 1 basic forest here. Okay, dang it. Enough with the singing. Okay, humming. A little bit of humming is okay. A little bit of humming. Not too much. Let's see here. Get +2/+0 on vigilance. I mean, at least this doesn't one-shot me, but as long as I don't have another Amulet, they're not necessarily going to one-shot me. I'm going to offer the trade because Fury in theory is a trade anyway. Yeah, they definitely did the right thing by. So I got to do this here. Just no ifs and or buts. But I guess I have to do this. That was really risky of them to risk dying to a top deck Blood Moon, but hey, who am I to judge, right? Who am I to judge? Then I'll play a Dryad and then get like Valakut and all that jazz. At least I'd cut them off of their Summoner's Pact for fighting a Dryad, but if they just rip one, then Kazam, if you know what I mean. Dang it, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. Nobody likes that. I guess they got another Amulet? Because why else would they hit the... Maybe they hit the one cost one by accident? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all. I do think the matchup gets significantly better games 2 and 3. But obviously, it's a small consolation for this game. You know, obviously we play every game to win it. So, well, it'll ease the pain for games 2 and 3 most likely. It's not easing too much pain at the moment, where we're kind of all in on Blood Moon. And they probably have 2 more Besajus in hand. Just, you know, just how it goes. And if they don't, they could always just attack this into it, and then they could grab a Besaju and a Karu land, and then bounce the Besaju, which is a very nice interaction. And then they've got an answer to Blood Moon. So they've got Blood Moon covered now. So you definitely need Magus if you want to beat Amulet Titan at this point. Although even Magus isn't completely foolproof. Using another Besaju. Yeah, I saw that one coming from a mile away. Okay. But I'm not sure if they can give double strike. I don't think they can kill me with it, with just copying this. I don't know. Maybe I don't make myself clear. Let's see here. Hey, they got the Time Spiral Mastered version. That's cool. Can you believe it? Look, they basically blew half their clock. Like, they blew half their clock, just taking forever to do the inevitable, which is kill me. If I rip Blood Moon, maybe yeah, there's a will, there's a way, there's a chance, there's a hey. I don't know. Oh yeah, and you better. Oh, I'm supposed to play Dryad. I'm gonna hold on to probably, but then maybe I need to block another Titan coming my way. If they attack me with a 10-6, then I absorb 3. They get through exactly for 7. I mean, geez, am I supposed to hold back? I'm very conflicted. No, because then they can get double strike and all that jazz. At this point, we're just going, you know what, to the wall. Hoping they got nothing. We were hoping we'd draw Blood Moon and they didn't have another Boseiju. And I guess technically we're setting up for a win next turn if they got nothing, but they got 5 cards in hand now. Some of them might be lands because they keep bouncing it, but let's not be naive here. Okay. Man, we played with you all day. Okay, that's to be believed. That is definitely to be believed. Ooh, Cultivator Colossi. Hoo hoo hoo. Just need to drop one more land. Yep, there we go. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Well, they took forever, so they're gonna have to deal with that. All these freaking triggers. Where are my freaking Blood Moons? I mean, I guess we kind of fought the good fight, and it's not completely off the table that we might time them out. I don't know. But see, this is what frustrates people. If to all you combo players, if you want to know why the world hates you, it's because of this. Don't waste 14 minutes on the inevitable, please. Alrighty. God, what a miserable game. That's not kind of what we have in mind when we think of good Magic. Man, Ensnaring Bridge actually could have also been somewhat helpful at earlier points after the Titans dropped. But overall, I think Ensnaring Bridge is very overrated because they can just go get EE and sweep it up together with anything else in play. Man, actually, Chandra is also pretty good. One shots the Dryad and then upticks from there. We do have a lot of good stuff, just didn't draw it. Let's see, CZ Pyro, Hammer, Magi, Blood Moon, Bonecrusher, Magi, Valakut, Hammer, CZ Pyro, Chandra Fury. I mean, I'd love to stick Pillage in here, but I feel like these other cards are just kind of better at. It's possible Bonecrusher isn't as good as Pillage. Yeah, Bonecrusher. Oh, Bonecrusher's probably not as good as Pillage. Okay, fine. Fine, you win. But Ratchet Bomb might be better than both. Yeah, I'm going with Pillage. Pillage can also be good if they happen to have Karn and they just didn't see it. Seems unlikely, but it could be the case. Because I mean, it could hit some of their artifacts. This could end in tragedy, but I mean, with 28 lands, we gotta hope that we hit our land drops. I mean, but who am I kidding? This is where we get frustrated. This is where the frustration. Oh, maybe not. Well, we still could, if they like dismember end a turn and then kill us the next turn. The frustration still could happen. Let's see here. Oh my God, even if I win, I'm getting frustrated. Double Amulet, give me a break. 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 Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. La 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 la. Probably Magus, because I mean, I think they got more answers to Blood Moon main. They may or may not be anticipating Magus. Would have the Dismember ready. I guess we shall see. I'll probably sneak a Blood Moon in there too, just for good measure. Just a little extra insurance. Never hurt anybody. What's this here? Dryad. Hopefully I rip a land so I can cast Zephyri. 28 lands. Oh, I'll take this. I will take this. This also works. This also works. Let's see here. Kid Cat Bar. Could actually just play this. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just off-tick. I don't think you're supposed to be allowed to do this, so I'm not gonna take advantage of that. It might not even be better. It might be better to just take the 2 damage. But I noticed with the double face cards, I can play them off of Chandra for some reason, even though it says cast. Unless there's some ruling I'm not aware of. But it says you may cast that card. So I don't understand why that allows me to play it. I mean, it doesn't off of the other Chandra. I don't know. I don't know what to say, folks. Yeah, I don't mind if I do. Kit Kat Bar. Okay. Alrighty. So they got obviously take care of their forest, and yeah, I think pillage, you know, kind of proved itself. I'm trying to think. Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, the problem is Ratchet Bomb doesn't actually sweep away the amulet until turn 3, at which point I'm dropping the moons anyway, so what's the point? I gotta hope we hit our one of Gemstone Caverns. This is one reason why I really hope to win on the play, because if they've got a nutso hand, and we're all in on Blood Moon, but I can't mulligan, because the odds of having a no moon hand are pretty high. But like, yeah, this is not good. At least if we drag them out into a slogfest again, maybe they time out. Silver lining here, but I'm not really. I mean, hopefully they mulligan to like Dismember or something this time. Jeez. Please not another amulet. I can probably drop Moon before they drop a Titan if they don't have another amulet. If they have 2 amulets, it's just like, man, life is tough sometimes. Or Dryad. A Dryad will probably also do it. They've got a lot of ways to punish me. Oh, maybe not. Okay. La 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 la. Now the question is do I drop Blood Moon or do I pillage the Growth Chamber? Because the problem is I'm very nervous about dropping Blood Moon into open green mana because of Boseiju. I don't know. This could be terribly, terribly wrong, but I'm hoping that helps me avoid getting Boseiju'd. It's probably a very naive hope, but I mean, yeah, it's a very naive hope. I mean, I guess I'll just drop it anyway. If they don't have Boseiju, it's great, but if they do, I can. Maybe they don't. That was definitely not expected that they wouldn't have Boseiju. Okay. Alright, let's get rid of Shatterskull Hammer. I need a Magus to complement this, like, ASAP. You're gonna Boseiju me. Don't Boseiju me, bro. I can blast on the amulet next turn, at least. Oh, or just Force of Vigor. Well, I need another amulet if they're gonna tighten me. So at least there's that. I do think I'm gonna have to drop the blast zone most likely. Okay, let's see here. Fire spout. Oh, okay. Look at that. Yeah, I just can't afford for them to tighten next turn. Just really don't want that to happen. I'd really rather not. I guess I think I'm gonna have to try to go for another moon here. Well, it's not another moon, but I'll take it. I think it's good enough for now, at least. Let's see. I'll take it. Yeah, definitely Valakut. Valakut might be better than I gave it credit for. I apologize to you, I'm not Valakut, Pillage. I'm sorry, old Pillage, old pal. You might be better than I definitely gave you credit for. Yeah, I need to get my moon. No moon, no moon yet, but at least I can one-shot the Titan. They don't have any amulets, so. Well, and I guess technically they can't play a Titan next turn, so I guess we'll see. They can next turn, though. They're gonna get the Tolarian West back to their hand, though. Okay. Well, that actually could really help. Let's see here. Wish I could have held Blast Zone up, but I don't think it's worth. Hopefully that slowed them down, but it might not. Let's not be naive here. Well, that's good. So I think I'm gonna keep ticking up. Oh yes, don't mind if I do. Okay, fair enough, I guess. As long as I can't dismember, I think it's not too bad. Okay. Well, they want full control. I'm not 100% sure though that that's the way to go, but could work out for them. I mean, I'm gonna be able to Chandra ultimate most likely. It's pretty good if I do say so myself. Yeah, let's definitely do this. Bam. Okay, so how to do this? Okay, first things first, I think this is about as much of a no-brainer as it gets. Three. I think we'll just do this here. Ready? I think that's probably gonna do it. Very nice. Very nice. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, match 4. Let's see if we can See if we can get the 5-0 recording, no less. That'd be pretty good. I have a feeling this might be Amulet Titan again, which, yeah, it's Amulet Titan again. Well, it's not the worst matchup, but it's definitely not the most riveting. And it's also if we don't rip our Blood Moon, then Game 1 is going to be equally as miserable as Game 1 was last time. So let's see. No. La. I might have to save the Fury for the inevitable Titan, although maybe I can try to use the bridge for some. So the Titan is going to be the last card in their hand. That's got to be. Yeah, this could just be incredibly naive, but I just don't see what hitting Azusa does for me. It's probably just because I lack imagination. I just kind of want to do something. This is probably flawed thinking, but I just want to sit here and just take it. Without, if I die, I die, but at least I want to say I did something. Yeah, that happened. Last card in our hand was either a Titan or a Summoner's Pact. You know it. You know it. Oh, that could whiff. It did not. Man, Amulet Titan got so many tools to make it better over the years. It's crazy. I mean, it lost Summer Bloom, but then it actually, this version might even be what it lacks in raw speed that the Summer Bloom version had. Nah, what am I kidding? I think Amulet Titan with Summer Bloom is just dominating the no ban list modern, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken, but yeah, what am I kidding? Summer Bloom is nuts. I can't even imagine. The only thing I think holding the Summer Bloom Titan deck back in its heyday was Splinter Twin, which of course has also been banned. So there's, you know. Yep, so sorry about the humming, but I think at this point it's pretty clear that that's just kind of a part of the package here. There's going to be some humming if you know, unless I have a lot to say all at once, there's going to be at least a little bit of humming, and that's just kind of how it goes. I don't know what else to say. I gotta tag that. Okay, fair enough. Okay. La 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 la. I mean, I could have pitched the Chandra, but at that point, what's the point? The only reason, like, there was no way, there's no getting around me just not being able to play Chandra turn 4, but they're going to bounce back to Azorius, get Engineered Explosive, and this is one of the reasons why Ensnaring Bridge is overrated. It's in the main, although I'm going to definitely take it out on the side. I mean, if it actually does something, I'll be, but I'm not holding my breath, because all they need is anything to bounce that Tolaria West, and then Kazoom. And then you know it. bounce this back with Kazooland. See, there we go. They're gonna go get the explosives or Summoner's Pact. Summoner's Pact for that enchantment destroying creature, or destroy it, I guess. Because that works too. They might just be able to kill me out with the triggers, with the Tigger triggers. Yeah, or just hit me with Boseiju. That works too. All right, fine. Annoying. Just didn't draw Blood Moons. What can you do? Alright, so hopefully we steal the games 2 and 3 like last time. Let's see. Bonecrusher can be good. Pillage is probably just better, as we established. Ensnaring Bridge is overrated, as we just saw. And yeah, the rest is history, as they say. Let's see. La 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 la. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Magus plus Fury for some early interaction. Plus we're on the play. As long as you don't get smoked on game 3. We might be able to drop a Magus or something, or ideally a Magus before them if we happen to have our one of Gemstone Caverns, but unfortunately we cannot completely rely on that. That's the only problem, but hey, what can you do? What can you do, am I right? Am I right? Okay, let's see here. They may or may not be prepared for Magus, we'll see. They might be holding up a Boseiju. Part of me wants to smack the forest, because maybe they can't actually do anything else. You know what? I'm going to be cheeky. I'm going to go for hitting the forest. Okay. Okay. I don't think we need 2 Chandras. Kind of wish draw land next turn. I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd love to attack, but I think ticking up Chandra is going to be like we saw in the last match, I think it's overall going to have a better dividend potential. I do think I can take a little time off to just cast the Fury, though, because it does speed up the clock overall. And they don't seem to be casting a Dryad anytime soon without any green mana, so soon. I guess just in case they go nuts, I have to, I don't know. Yeah, I guess in case they go nuts, maybe that does something, I don't know. Okay, good. Let's see. Alright, so thankfully game 2 went a little bit better there. And we're going to really have to hope that we hit our one of Gemstone Cavern here. Let's hope, shall we? I hope. It is a little bit risky to play more than one, though, when you have Hammer of Bogardan demanding so much mana at all times. But I guess we'll see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. Sunchan. I think we have to keep this hand and then complain when we lose. That's just kind of how we have to do it. I'm not going to mulligan a hand with a Moon Effect and with a Pillage, even though I don't have the mana acceleration to really get it off its feet. So it is what it is. Levator Sama takes a lot of mulligans. It's indicating they don't have the nuts, as they call it. Because if they got the nuts, then I'm in trouble. Well, they took 2 mulligans. I mean, 2 mulligans are better than 0, right? I'm holding this just on the off chance they keep drawing lands, and I may need to pitch them to Seasoned Pyromancer, or even play it, although playing it is probably way further down the road. We shall see. I may want to hit the basic forest first, so that they can't Boseiju me. Ooh, that's nasty. I just have to hope probably they don't have Boseiju, because I don't think there's really anything I can do here. Well, maybe there is. Yeah, but they need to have 2 untapped, no, 1 untapped land. I don't think they can Boseiju and cast Titan next turn. We'll see. Okay. Okay, I guess that's a thing. That's a thing. Just gonna do this here. I don't know how good that was, but seems like it might be something. I have to play a Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, no, I'll take it. This, I think I will have to take. They're just going to kill this with a... But I still think I had to do that, because if they exploded next turn, it would have been horrible. So they're obviously going to kill it with Azusa, but it is what it is. off the last forest, we shall see. And that sounds really nefarious, killing off the last forest. So not the last forest, the second to last forest, you know how that goes. We're still going to play this, even though make the tokens, because I mean, the mana is just super invaluable with Hammer of Bogardan here. I guess we're in recurring hammer territory, which I guess I've heard of worse things, but I got a bad feeling that they are probably going to play a, nope. I had a bad feeling they were going to play a, Force of Vigor. And in a turn, we'll see. Alright, I guess technically we have lethal next turn if we could just remember to return hammer, and they don't have stuff to do. I think I'll just leave that in my hand now. Did we do it? Oh man, hey, 4-0, double win against Amulet, I'll take it. Okay, match 5, and Sunshine here is as excited for the 5-0 as we are. So let's not disappoint, and let's see. Ooh, so this is something funky. I think that kind of goes without saying. Let's see here. Kind of goes without saying that this is something funky. Mori the Collector. So they're a sorcery only deck? That's weird. Other than this card. Well, I guess it's not in their deck. So this is a sorcery deck other than Umori. Interesting. Okie dokie. Yeah, well, let's just play Spikefield Hazard out there. Okay, so this looks like it's basically the mono black control deck, just with only sorceries, interestingly enough. I mean, hey, I'm not one to judge. Man, Chalice and Zero would have been sweet against Profane Tutor, but wasn't meant to be, I guess. A sorcery only mono black control deck. Very interesting idea. Cabal Coffers. Well, hopefully we get our Blood Moon. Well, I guess we're gonna have to try to hold it down with the CZ Pyros. I don't think we need 2 CZ Pyros, okay. Alrighty, so they can add. They get 1 extra mana off the Cable Coffers. So that means they can add 5 mana to the mana pool by my count this turn. see here. You know they've got Invoke Despair, whatever it's called. That is what it is. Okay, there's the Coffers. Invoke Despair, okay. Well, there you go. They can get a lot. They can get 6 mana next turn, maybe more. Now let's Chandra, and there's really no point in using Stomp because it's going to amount to the same thing. Let's see. Hopefully I don't have another Invoke Despair. I hate this causing me to lose my Chandra, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, the Cable Coffers. Yeah, of course. I don't think, yeah, they can't use all the mana this turn, so we have one more turn to draw a Bloody Blood Moon. 5 mana, okay. And then Invoke Despair. Okay. What did they do? I don't get what they did. What did they do? They do. Oh, they put a Mori to their hand. Okay, I see. Okay, well let's start off with this, shall we? I probably will discard the Fury. Okay, Blood Moon is absolutely essential living here. Okay. Let's see here. That's exactly why I played the Seasoned Pyromancer first, then uptick, because I had I had 2 draws instead of 1 from just upticking with Chandra on the first ability. The second ability, I have enough mana, so it's pretty good. I think I like my spot. It's not perfect, but I think I like my spot. Yeah. I can't play Invoke Despair, so unless they have Feed the Swarm or something. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Golgari Coffers. I have to call this Golgari Coffers because I can't call this Mono Black Control like I was calling the other ones. Okay. I think Ensnaring Bridge is not necessary when they don't even really play creatures. So Magus, I guess. Magus, and I think we definitely want to lean into the land destruction. Let's see, do we want Fury? I'm not sure how good Fury really is, and I think Hammer might actually be a source of terrifying recursion that they might not really have a good answer for. Sometimes jank like Hammer of Bogardan is pretty good. In situations like this, we'll see. We have officially maxed out on the land destruction. Man, this is just so lopsided. I got so many 3-drops, but it seems to be working, so I don't know what to say. So far, it seems to be working, even though we've got basically no 2-drops. I mean, the upside is like I showed, Chalice on 2 is a legitimate thing. I don't want this to get discarded, so I'm just gonna do that. It does mean that they can wait until they get rid of this, but I don't know if they can get rid of this. I'm sure they can. They probably got a Rope Decay or something. Yeah, see, they would have just taken that. I guess they could take pillage, but I think getting the chalice out was pretty good. Interesting new art for duress. Can't complain. Shatterskull. Yeah, I should have played the Shatterskull so they couldn't take it with Inquisition. So I'll have my chance to do that now. Let's see here. Playing Chalice on 1 could be good. But on the other hand, maybe we'll just take the guaranteed value of dropping Bonecrusher. Because we can, plus next turn we can play Chandra uptick into Chalice on 1. Probably going to be the play. They need a, what's it called? They need a Urborg in order to capitalize on those coffers. In fact, I don't even know if those coffers even add mana at this point. I don't think they do. And we can play Chalice too, since, like I said, we don't really have any 2-drops. That's the upside. Get full prison mode here, maybe? Can only hope, I guess. They can actually start adding mana if they play another swamp. Multicolor. He seats the queen. Ooh. What if they beseeched? Urborg. It's good beseeching. Alright, well let's uptick. I kinda wanna play Chalice too, but probably just doing this is gonna be better, I'm guessing. Could easily be not true. It's a good chunk of damage, and I do think I would threaten lethal next turn. And I don't know what Chalice 2 really shuts off anyway, to be honest. Let's see here. It's a lot of mana. That is a lot of mana. They're probably going to drop an Archon. At least one Archon. No, they can't. They have to put a more in their hand, right? They have only sorceries. So what is this? Mori? Okay, cool. So sorceries are cheaper. This could get very ugly very quickly. Okay. Gotta get rid of Urborg, I think. Man, I wanna... Maybe I'll offer the trade. Yeah, I'll offer the trade. Of course they're going to block. Yeah, fine. I still think it's worth it. It's a little slow, but I can get them on the other end. Wait, what the fuck? Sorry, excuse the French. I didn't realize that they this thing. Sorry, folks, but I totally didn't realize. I thought Mori only had 3 toughness. I just reading this a little bit off here. Okay. Sorry about that. It was a massive waste of Bonecrusher. I thought it was 3 toughness for some reason. still don't actually add mana, so that really took them off a lot of mana there. I guess I'll play this out here. Let's see. I'm taking more damage off the Ulamori than I would have liked, but I guess we shall see. I might have actually thrown this. Oh, okay, I don't know if this is throwing it, but this is I could have definitely won if I had but you know, it's not over yet. I can block this chump. I can chump it. Okay. Another natural hammer or a. They can make mana now, so there's that. But yeah, and I set myself off for my own Spikefield Hazard. So that's a little bit. It's a little bit of a boo boo. Okay, so they can add 3 finally. Add Rope Despair. Yeah, I guess they got me there. Well, let's think about this logically. That turn, I would have returned Hammer to my hand, and I guess they would have got me either way. I'm not 100% sure. But in all seriousness, I think that actually was a fairly good showing. Just now I don't know. They might have kept attacking with Amari, so I might have actually tanked that. I might have thrown that by just suiciding with the Bonecrusher. So I thought Amari had 3 toughness for some reason. That sucks. Oh my goodness, man! Yeah, it's okay. I was gonna say if I throw the trophy away for just a dumb misplay like that. But you know, hey, crazier things have happened, right? Crazier things have happened. Let's see here. If it's duress, it's not okay. Well, it's definitely not. Probably gonna take Magus, I'm guessing. Which is okay, but they might want to take Shatterskull. It's up to them. But Magus will color fix and help me cast the Pyromancer anyway. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do this. Valakut, I may want to use the ability, we'll see. They've got the colors, I'll tell you that much. They've got the colors. Okay, fair enough, I guess. I'm gonna just do this here. I need something better in my life. I guess that's better. I'll play this out. Kind of a little mana light here, but I think overall this is definitely better. I'm thinking about just pillaging the swamp. To be honest, maybe not. I'm thinking about it. Just pillaging the swamp. I could pillage one or the other. Maybe I'll hit this. because I don't want them to prismatic ending my, might get a basic planes here. Okay. Let's see here. They need a certain threshold of swamps, you know. Or Mori, that's fine. Any. I could play the Sokan, but with a hammer, there's always going to be a need for mana, I think. Let's see. I think I should have gone after a swamp so they can't invoke prejudice or whatever they call it. Okay, well they can't invoke prejudice just yet. Alright, let's do this. If they don't have some kind of flash creature. Yeah, I'll take some chumps here and there. All this dust, okay. I guess that's fair enough. Good thing I got a backup plan. And let's see. They don't have an invoke prejudice. I think it's actually called what is it called? Invoke despair. Okay. Let's see here. Nope. Seasoned Pyro at the end of their turn. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So let's see here. I think I definitely want that. Oh, trophy. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. Alrighty. Sunshine started jumping around. Oh man. We got the trophy. We got the trophy. Oh, nice. Nice. Get back in. So we get back on the board, so to speak. Wow, we did it. We got the trophy. Well, post-league matchup, post-league, not matchup, post-league wrap-up. Hey, we got the trophy. This is pretty, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised, like I'm sure a lot of you are, because this is one of my jankiest looking builds here. Sometimes it almost feels like I harness a certain energy from jankiness. You know, like how the Hulk gets stronger the more angry he gets. I feel like sometimes maybe I start, the more janky that my version is, the more I win. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what kind of strange superpower that would be, but I don't know. I can't fully vouch that this is really like the best thing ever. But strangely enough, I mean, it can work. You know, it can work. I mean, I'm sure there are some matchups where it certainly does not, like everything, and I'm certain that there was some good luck to be had. But also at the same time, I mean, you know, let's review the matchups here. We've got that Golgari Coffers deck. It felt like that specific version was very unusually heavy on colors, so our moon effects were very unusually good against them. So maybe, you know, I don't know how much we can say about in general about the Coffers type decks. They're usually mono black and therefore a lot less susceptible to the moons. Amulet Titan, I mean, hey, we beat it twice. Not having Ragavan to accelerate is a little bit problematic, but you know they've got that Arboreal Grazer anyway, so Ragavan wasn't always reliable, but of course when it isn't, sometimes it's essential to accelerate. But anyway, hey, and Izzet Murktide, that actually felt surprisingly good. Hammer Time, I gotta, I mean, let's be honest, Hammer Time, definitely there was a lot of good luck there. I think they had unusually clunk hands, like clunktastic hands. But, you know, at the same time, you know, the main deck Blast Zones help. Obviously, the main deck, I mean, you know, the sideboard Ratchet Bombs can help. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I have a feeling that, it's hard to say. I mean, I think this deck, strangely enough, might be best against the aggressive kind of elements. I mean, that's only kind of because of Fury. Otherwise, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, the Ensnaring Bridge definitely can cause a lot of problems for a lot of decks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly this deck has some potential here. I've been toying with a lot of different versions, and I don't know. These specific cards might be kind of where it's at. I mean, there is some consideration to maybe I don't need Valakut Awakening, but see, the problem is if you don't play like Ragavan or something, if you don't play 1-drop creatures, like basically if you don't hit your land drops for the most part, it's kind of a death sentence. As you saw, like the closest I came, like generally when I lost games or when I came the closest to losing them is usually when I was missing land drops. So like, I just don't think I can go up to 32 lands, but like having 28 lands, it kind of makes up a little bit for the clunk, you know? It doesn't completely make up for it, but it does kind of make up. I don't know. Hey, look, at the end of the day, we trophied. Far be it from us to complain. I guess I can change this from PT to T, because we trophied. And, cool stuff. I mean, and, oh yeah, and, let's see here. Shout out to, I think it was, Yuha Lendenova, excuse me if it was somebody else. Here, I can check here. Let me see here. Shout out to Yuha Lendinoja for suggesting Mism Mortars. I did have fun experimenting with this a little bit. If it has a place in any of my decks, I feel like this version with Chalice is probably where it's best, because as great as the Overload is, I just feel like in my other decks that don't play Chalice, I just feel like it's overshadowed a lot by Flame Slash, you know what I mean? I could be wrong, but like I did try it in this version, and it is good, and it might show up in some future versions, maybe, I don't know. But it's just a little bit, how can I say? What I really found was that I kind of preferred a Braid in that slot because it was instant speed, it only dealt 1 less damage, and it also hit artifacts. So I guess that's kind of what it was. I liked Mism Mortars, but for what it's worth, I was kind of liking a Braid more, and a Braid could still make it back in the list. Maybe I could play a Braid and Pillage. I think Pillage was kind of an all-star. I think we saw Pillage was helping out a lot in a lot of matchups. So I don't know that we want to take out Pillage. But at the same time, hitting my land drops consistently with Valakut Awakening as my 25th to 28th land was pretty invaluable too. So I don't know that we can just yeah. So I don't know if a Braid's really where I want to be. But you see that's kind of what happened. Is I kind of started kind of wishing that the Mism Mortars were a Braid, and you know, I did overload it a few times, and needless to say, when I overloaded it, I won. But when I wasn't overloading it, the sorcery speed was kind of getting to me a little bit. I don't know. I mean, thanks for suggesting it though, Yuha, because at the end of the day, the Mism Mortars got the wheels turning, and yeah, and it got me playing a Braid. I don't know. It just got the wheels turning. I mean, you know, I don't know what else to say. It took me off of that previous version, which I don't know if that's already gone up or not, but I definitely think we need Den of the Bugbear in here. I definitely think we need Blast Zone in here. So I just started experimenting again, and this is kind of after experimenting with Mism Mortars a bit, then Braid, and then this is kind of where I settled on, and then lo and behold, we got the trophy. And right when I put the record button, because the other ones weren't recorded, so I might not have to dub over those again, which is kind of nice. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed, and let's see how the saga continues. Take care, everybody.